Alright, guys, so welcome back. We're still on the talks about the British legacy from the Fourth Republic of Nigeria in making, and then we stopped about the Otto Richards Constitution, who was then the Governor General of Nigeria in the year 1945. And then, but after all these indirect elections and then attempting to achieve the first two aforementioned goals, it produced the very opposite of what he wished. For it further entrenched the North-South division and even complicated it by dividing the South into West and East. That's why we have Southeast and Southwest. No, Southwest and South. Well, Northeast, Northwest, North Central, Southeast, Southwest, and South as part of the geopolitical zone in Nigeria. When that reform was solidified in 1954, Nigeria became a federation of three regions with the center holding residual powers. This made two against one politics. Two regions ganged up on those from the third, but all inevitable in Lagos. That grew into the tragedy of Nigeria's first republic. Now, let's talk about the ethnic politics that happened then in the making of the Fourth Republic of Nigeria. The outcome might have been different because it's if Nigerians had been consulted. By 1945, the articulate political forces were not those of tradition but of Western educated Nigerians, almost all of whom had spent some time studying in Britain or United States of America. They were all from the southern part of Nigeria, and they were nearly all from the two largest ethnic groups, the Yoruba in the southwest and the Igbo in the southeast. Those two groups, along with the largest one in the north, which is the Hausa, or more precisely the Hausa Fulani, made up some 50% of Nigeria's population. In each of these three regions, one of them was dominant and their leaders were determined to keep it so. Political parties had started in the south in Lagos in the 1920s with the founding of the Nigerian National Democratic Party, NNDP, to contest the new legislative council seat. Sir Herbert Macaulay of Sierra Leone Yoruba descent founded the party, who is called the father of Nigerian nationalism. In 1934, students largely in Lagos started the Nigerian Youth Movement (NYM), and then the movement tried to be truly national and displaced the NNDP. In the 1938 Legislative Council elections, what eclipsed the NYM was the formation of, in 1944, the National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroons, which is the NCNC, in 1944. Its founder was to become a giant of Nigeria's political history, which is by name Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Zik of Africa, as he was fondly called. Had an American education, a national outlook, a compelling charisma, and an importance for the fight he wanted to wage change of newspapers. Chief Obafemi Awolowo, like Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, was also a figure who was to loom large for decades in Nigeria's politics, was also educated abroad as a barrister in London. Chief Awolowo had long been acknowledged a keen analyst of Nigeria's policy, driving single-mindedly to implement a solution to its problems. As persuasive among his followers as Zik was among his, Awo, as he was fondly called from the start, chose to focus his energies and seek his support among the Yorubas, of which he was a part. That is like just seeking help from the people of your own. The Yoruba students in the United Kingdom had earlier formed a group called Egbe Omo Oduduwa in London that was interested in their cultural preservation and consolidation. So also are the Igbos, that is the Igbo Federal Union. And then in both cases, the cultural groups gave rise to political organization. Chief Obafemi Awolowo called his party that metamorphosed from Egbe Omo Oduduwa Action Group. It was formed in 1951 to fight elections to be held under the new constitution, which provided for regional assemblies with, for the first time, legislative powers. Elections to the regional assemblies were still indirect through local government authorities, because he had purposefully built his party on a Yoruba base. That is the formation of some little political parties then, through some notable Nigerian educated elites like Chief Obafemi Awolowo, Nnamdi Azikiwe, etc. I'll see you in the next video that I'll be talking about some other interesting topics about Nigeria's Fourth Republic. Until